Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about Harley Quinn because apparently, um, one person, some people, when I made some comments about how I don't like this heroic turn that they're trying to make Harley Quinn, it doesn't work, especially in the main continuity. It just doesn't work for the character. Stop making her a thing. Stop trying to pretend like she hasn't done atrocities and make her this heroic villain. I mean, this heroic character, because she's not heroic at all. And they was like, well, she's turning a new leaf and stuff like that. And then they had the nerve to compare her to Vegeta. Talking about, well, you like Vegeta and stuff like that. And you forgive Vegeta or whatever and stuff like that. Yeah, but it didn't take over 30 years for Vegeta to have a redemption. It was slowly over the entire course of the series where we saw his redemption. And let's explain something. The difference between Harley Quinn and Vegeta, and why people are more accepting of Vegeta's redemption arc than a Harley Quinn redemption arc. You want to know why? First off, Vegeta was a royal prince, part of a planet. He was the prince of planet Vegeta. He is part of a Saiyan, a warrior race. The Saiyans are a warrior race. They go around, they fight, they kill, they do whatever they have to do to survive, to be the number one, strongest, and the fittest in the universe or whatever. It's all they know. You have to remember, when you're raised in that kind of stuff, who's going to tell you that that stuff is like not right? I mean, of course, in other people's eyes, it's not right. But if that's how you were raised, if that's how you were trained, you know, that is what you do. You know what I mean? You can't just say that, oh, because he had this thing, therefore he has to stay evil or whatever. But once you get to know his backstory, once you see how, Frieza enslaved his people or whatever, and they were just bargaining chips to help Frieza further his own goals or whatever and stuff like that. There's a lot of emotional abuse going on there, that not only are you born to royalty, but your royalness is, undermined by this emperor alien thing that uses your race to rule over others. So, what else do you know? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes the right people to change somebody or whatever. And I know how some people be. In anime, they really good at taking a villainous person and giving them the switcheroo and making them heroes at the end. And sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. I'm not saying that anytime the anime does it, it works, and I'm not saying that anytime comics do it, it works. It doesn't work either. But what I'm saying is, when you're talking about a criminally insane person compared to somebody who was born into that, it's completely two different subjects going on. You have Harley Quinn, who was a psychologist who slowly fell in love with the Joker, knowing all the atrocities that the Joker did, knowing what the Joker is, who he is. She still released him from jail, fell in love with him, went on crusades with him, helped him accomplish his missions and stuff like that. There was blood on her hands the moment she released that man from prison. He is an insane person. And then to make it even worse off is, now that they don't retcon her origins a little bit, where she agreed to let the Joker toss her in the same chemical back that turned that turned him into the Joker. She became Harley Quinn. Now, like, she's even more tied to the Joker, and more so now than ever. And it's kind of funny that they tried to, get her away from the Joker, but yet they retcon her origins to be so closely connected to the Joker, where she is wrapped up in the Joker. No matter how much you want to try to make her solo, you guys, DC comic books, retcon this character and made her so close and so invaluable inside of Joker and everything about Joker, that how can she be away from him You know what I mean? I know they're trying, but Harley Quinn was charming. She was a charming supporting character. She was a charming supporting henchwoman. Sometimes some characters need to learn to stay in their places. DC didn't learn that. That's why she's become more obnoxious than ever. Yes, she was in Suicide Squad, but the reason why Harley Quinn was a standout is because she was a supporting character, not a vocal point. When you take a supporting character sometimes and you put them in the forefront, it doesn't turn out well. And you see what happened. Birds of Prey. It wasn't good. It's not good. So guess what? Now she went back to a supporting role in Suicide Squad. Sometimes it is okay for a character just to be a supporting character. Not every character is meant to be something more. Even villains don't need to be more than what they are. And trying to make them more than what they are and trying to make them these good guys, which is getting kind of annoying because we're seeing it so often in comic books where they are taking the villains and making them more heroic over time and then kind of making the heroes more villainous. I don't understand what that fetish is going on up in comic books, but it needs to stop. And taking a character that is literally the Joker's girlfriend and trying to make her a standalone heroic character just doesn't make any sense. Not after all the atrocities that she's done. She was in her right mind. Yes, she was insane, but she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing before and after. So there's really no kind of excuse compared to somebody who was raised and taught that what killing and doing what you have to do is right. You get what I'm saying? Vegeta was taught that. Harley wasn't taught that. She knew right from wrong. She chose to fall in that path. Vegeta, on the other hand, was raised in that kind of environment where it is okay to kill, to steal, to do whatever you need to be the best or to get ahead or to show dominance over people. You know? So when people are trying to get mad that some people don't like this new push for Harley Quinn, there's a reason why. Classic Harley Quinn, yes, she was a side character, but she was charming as a side character. You know, she can do a little martial arts, her gymnastics and stuff like that, but she never crossed those lines like that. Not until not until she further established herself away from the Joker, where she literally started crossing those lines. Who's accountable for that? That's Harley Quinn at that point. Harley Quinn has to be responsible for that. And trying to make her a heroic partner to Batman now, trying to get her to clean up Gotham City or whatever, stuff like that, just doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. When some characters are too far gone, I'm not saying that some characters can't come back from it, because of course, you know, one of the most iconic female heroes who came back from it was Xena the Warrior Princess. You know what I'm saying? Where she was this evil person, this dark person or whatever and stuff like that, because of how, you know, she had to raise arms to protect her village. She got the lust for war and continued to rule, make sure that her village, it started off as good intent, and then it became, you know, incompatible to more of war and violence. You know, when you get caught up in that world, it is kind of hard to stop. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes it does take a person. Like it took Hercules and Gabrielle to change Xena's heart, to realize that instead of trying to conquer people and trying to make them fear her, she should help people more. You know, that's how that kind of works. But with Harley Quinn, it just doesn't work. She's been around the Joker so much that when she's separated from him, she still does Joker things. You know, she's done it. Well, she's in Suicide Squad and stuff like that, so okay. But some of her solo adventures, she's done some terrible things, and she crossed the line. what, we're not gonna hold her accountable for that. We're just gonna be like, oh, it wasn't her fault, it was the Joker, because the Joker was manipulating her in her own solo adventures where she's not near him. Okay, if you say so. If you say so. But trying to compare Harley Quinn to Vegeta just not a is not a good comparison. And yes, I know Vegeta had that moment where, he did the whole Majin Vegeta thing, let himself become dark and evil because he got soft with his because once again, like I said, sometimes it does take that one person. He got Bulma, he had a family, he started becoming softened, he started becoming softer, he started being accustomed to everything. And at first he didn't like it because again, it's nature versus nurture. And you have this pride about yourself, and you're slowly, getting out of those ways. And sometimes it is hard for people to not, let that go. And Vegeta did let go of it at first and stuff like that, but he had a slip up. Yes, he had a slip up. And then after he realized he was wrong, he tried to correct everything. He sacrificed himself, and the rest is history. Now Vegeta's not, he's a family man, he's a father of two with a lovely wife and a protector of Earth now. So that's how you do a redemption thing. But when you have a character that just constantly keeps doing terrible things over and over and over and over and over again, and then now all of a sudden you want to try to make her heroic, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's all I'm saying. That's why I'm making this video, because it's just like, it was kind of funny, like, because I like Vegeta and Harley Quinn are the same thing. No, they are completely not. One is a warrior, and another one is literally a criminal, insane psychologist. You do the math with that one. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.